In this video, I'm going to talk about some big news. I'm going to be a father. I'm going to be having my first baby boy. His name's going to be Romeo. It's a slick name, isn't it? In this video, I'm going to be talking about some thoughts, some things that I have been preparing ever since I was 15 years old. When I was 15, I watched a video from Hamza. And in the video, he explains the fact that we as young men, within the realms of self-improvement, we are trying to, or a big motivation of it, and a big crucial part of it will be the fact that we are improving ourselves for our future family, for our future kids, so they can look upon their father or their parent and be proud and aspire to be the same. Along the rounds of that, it really opened my eyes. Watched a lot of Hamza videos. He was the one that introduced me to the other good habits of self-improvement within reading, journaling, reflecting on yourself, improving your social skills, improving all these different areas of life. He was the one that introduced it. So that really stuck out to me. When I was 15 years old, I opened my awareness to the fact of there's a bigger motivation to self-improvement. And the bigger motivation is the fact that when you eventually have kids, whether it's by accident, whether it's planned, the example that you're going to set when they do come into the world is very important. So when your kids look up to you and they see, let's say hypothetically, let's say that there's a father that they play video games all day, smoke weed, they drink on the weekends, they do all these certain bad habits, instant gratification habits. And you imagine when he has a son, when he has a daughter, what kind of man is that guy going to represent for their kids? Ideally, probably not very good. That's what they're going to see as normal. That's what they're going to see as okay. That's what they're going to see as reality of the world, and that's what they're going to see as comfortable. In most cases, then less kids will end up doing similar things that parent will end up doing. All right, so we already know that that's not a new thing. It's not something new or a new scientific discovery that I just announced. We all know that. So when we decide to make certain decisions in our life, and when we choose to do certain things and choose to think about things in a certain way that continue to bring us down, they continue to make us less of a person that we were before. We disrespect ourselves. We undermine ourselves. We choose to believe in things that do not help us in any way possible. I want to explain a big thing that I know of 40-year-old people didn't understand until they got to their age. If you're 15 years old, or even a little bit older, you are most probably going to be a parent one day. Most probably going to be, if you're a young man, most probably going to be a father one day. And whatever decisions that you make now are going to be important to the factor of what kind of man that your future kids are going to look up to. And now self-improvement is very beneficial for everybody. Self-improvement is not only beneficial for you, self-improvement is beneficial for the future wife that you will attract. Self-improvement is beneficial to the future kids that you will provide. These certain factors is what I was thinking about at a young age because of a video I watched on YouTube. Think about your decisions you're making, and if that's going to correlate to a successful example for your future son or your future daughter. If you're a man, it's going to be for the fact that your future son's going to look at you like a superhero. He's going to look to you as, what does he want to aspire to be like? For your daughter, it's going to be the fact that, what is she eventually, subconsciously going to look for in a future partner? And that's going to continue the family tree and the trajectory of your bloodline as how you decide to live your life now. So before Romeo comes into this world, the cool thing is, and the good advantage is that his father had been developing his ideas upon what kind of example he was going to be for him way before he was even in his mum's stomach. And so his father's got a big advantage over a lot of other fathers because he had been thinking about how he was going to go about it. He was thinking about what he needed to be like before it was even a thing, before having a child in my life was even a real factor. There's two different things that I see with parenthood that I can really get a head start on, is that I believe parenting is within two factors. There's the example that you set, and there's how you guide and teach, right? And this is my idea before Romeo comes into the world and as he gets older and grows up and stuff. As my first son, so I'm going to be the example. When I read, when I socialize with people around him, when I go and train, when I go and do boxing, when I lift weights, when I speak in front of the camera and he watches next to me or around me, when he sees what I do with my life, with who I am, because I've been building this ever since I was a young boy myself. When I do these certain habits, this is the goal, is to be the example. A lot of parents out there, they want a certain outcome. They want them to do certain things for their kids, but they never ever uphold the example themselves. Themselves are probably the complete opposite of what they want their kids to be like, which doesn't necessarily work like that. You can't tell your kids to do one thing and then you go and set an example of a different thing. You're going to confuse them. So now the goal is to be the best example that you can be as a parent, all right? And then comes the second factor, right? The only thing I'll force upon my kids and upon Romeo, he doesn't have to be a boxer. He doesn't have to read books. He doesn't have to train in the gym. He doesn't have to do any of these habits or he doesn't have to think about life like me at all. But what he has to do is he has to ask questions. If he's ever curious, he has to ask. It's the only thing I will force upon all my kids. If he is curious, he has to ask. If he doesn't know, he has to ask. That's the only thing I'll force. The cool thing is that kids naturally ask questions anyway. So I'm using the reverse psychology of the fact that I can't be a dictator and tell him, you have to do this, you have to do that, do this right now, do that right now. Because me personally, I do not think that has a higher chance of working. I think psychologically within the human brain, we do not like getting told what to do specifically. We like being shown, we like feeling like we're in control because it makes us feel important. And so what I will do with Romeo is the fact that when I set the example, it's just like fishing, you know, fishing. He's like a little fish in the sea. I've got bait on it. The bait is the habit, the good habit, for example, or the thing that I am doing or the action I am taking in that moment in time. He sees the action, he takes the bait, he asks the question. He goes, Dad, why are you doing this? Dad, what are you doing? What is this? What is reading? Why do you read? Why do you say this to this person? Why did you respond in this way? Oh, well, and this is the catch. This is when I guide, this is when I teach. But when you simplify parenting into two different factors, a lot of the parents, if they ever see this video and they go, oh, he's too young, he has no idea what he's talking about. That's fine, you can think that if you want to, but we will see. The parenting factor is the fact that when you set the example, they get caught onto the hook with the question. Dad, why do you do this? Ah, got him. That's when I can guide and teach without forcing anything at all. Son, I'm reading because it helps me improve my thought processes, helps me the way I speak. I can learn something new. If I'm interested in a topic, I can learn over a long period of time, diving deep into a book. It's quite a peaceful journey to read a book. Can I read with you, Dad? Sure. Come, let's read. Boom, got him. And that I promise you, that is going to happen. And the reason why we know that is because the psychology of the human, or even young kids in general, they ask questions. There's videos all over the internet where kids are asking even annoying questions. Where are we going? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we, what are we eating tonight? They always ask questions anyway. But in a subtle way, I'll create the curiosity for him to be able to grab onto the hook. And once I've got him on the hook, then that is my job to guide and teach. Guide and teach the skill on the ability to explain things in a very captivating way. The ability to get his attention, got his attention, he's grabbed the hook. How am I gonna fucking fish him up, and get him up above the water? How am I gonna be able to do that? Well, that's your ability to be able to guide and teach. If I can simplify parenting in those two ways. Sure, when they're babies, it's changing nappies, it's feeding them bottles and feeding them food and stuff like that, cleaning up their shit and all that, letting them play and navigate themselves as a baby. When he gets to a point where he becomes conscious and is able to talk and is able to think, those are the building blocks to see who his examples are. Who is his father? What's he going to look at me as? I can speak for myself. I looked at my dad as a superhero. I speak for a lot of young men. We look at our dad as a superhero anyway. It's a natural thought process. So we use the natural thought processes. We understand what human behavior is like, especially as kids, and we use those two factors to our advantage. Now, parenting at that, if I explain it like that, it doesn't sound too complicated, does it? If I explain it like that, and the fact that self-improvement has put me in the position I am today, to be the best father, to be the best man I can be, those are some of the thought processes and ideas that I have about being a father, and it'll grow, I will learn, I'll get better. But Romeo is the start of the Eden dynasty. Romeo is going to be the first young man to continue on the bloodline and be the best man he can be too, without any expectations as well. I will go through this whole process without any expectations. He doesn't have to do anything. He just has to ask. And my job is to make it captivating and as interesting as possible so that he will want to do the same things. I hope this video helps you in any way possible. I appreciate you. I believe in you. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much.